The leader, Rusty Wallace, Ricky Rudd second, then Jeff Bodine, Dale Earnhardt, and Harry Gant. In sixth spot is Mark Martin, then Jim Sauter, Neil Bonnet, Lake Speed, and Ken Schrader. 11 through 15, Terry Labonte, Darrell Waltrip, Kyle Petty, Phil Parsons, and Bobby Hillin Jr. So there are the first two. It is Wallace leading Ricky Rudd, and those two have pulled away from everybody else just a little bit. So it's basically a two-car race, but look at this racing that's going on. Ken Schrader, Darrell Waltrip, also the number 21 car of Kyle Petty is involved in this race, as is the 11 car of Terry Labonte, as they're racing here for the 11th position. That's Waltrip in car number 17 with the inside line on Ken Schrader, but Kyle Petty is also right there in car number 21. Bobby Hillin Jr. trails in number 8. Waltrip trying to take the spot away from Ken Schrader out of turn number 4, and Darrell has it.
Now, Kyle Petty has come from 25th position, Bob, so his car is really working well. And we'll say again that this is not one of the easiest tracks on the circuit to pass on, but the Wood brothers have that Citgo Ford working very well for him as he's up there battling for close to a top 10 position. With a couple of the Rick Hendrick cars, the 17 of Darrell Waltrip and the 25 of Ken Schrader, both from the Rick Hendrick stable, and then the 21 Wood brothers car driven by Kyle Petty. He sneaks his nose to the inside of Ken Schrader in turn number 4. Let's see if Petty can successfully complete the pass. Alan Kowicki and Bobby Hillin Jr. in cars 7 and 8 respectively, watching all this from just behind. Schrader taking that high line on the racetrack. We've seen him in that groove since the drop of the green flag, and now Kyle Petty has about a half a car length advantage on Schrader, but through the dog leg, Schrader battles back and holds on to that spot. Well, the car number 7 of Alan Kowicki, he made a pit stop earlier and has come back up through the pack to battle with that crowd, so his car is really running good. The number 55 of Phil Parsons is the 5th car here in the line. Now we see Alan Kowicki moving to the inside of Ken Schrader, and Kowicki. Trouble here on the front straightaway, car number 24. The number 24 car driven by Gary Collins from Bakersfield, California, has crashed here on the main straightaway. The car to the inside, just near the start-finish line, and we have both Rusty Wallace and Ricky Rudd making their pit stops. So while Collins' car is sitting on the inside of the pit wall, here is Rusty Wallace and Jerry Punch will call the stop.
Well, the Kodiak crew going to work on Rusty Wallace's car, right side car on the jack. They had the right side tires already off and replaced. They will whip around to the left side of the car. Barry Dotson brings that left side jack around. Jimmy Maycar in the front tire. John Dotson the rear tire. Norman Kosomesu puts gas in the car. They are trying to get out and beat Ricky Rudd off of pit road. Left side tires are on. Rudd's car still on the jack. And Rusty Wallace a great pit stop. And now Rudd's car off again and head back down pit road.
He just barely beats Ricky Rudd out of pit road, and he also beats Dale Earnhardt out.
Well, I'll tell you, the pit stops here are so important. Track position will mean everything because of the fact that it is tough to pass on. So they want to get in and out as quickly as they can. That means that many less cars that they'll have to pass once they're on the racetrack.
And Dale Earnhardt obviously thinks that he should have gotten out ahead of Rusty Wallace, so there's a bit of a discussion about that on the track. We'll get it all sorted out for you there before we go back to green. The yellow flag is for a crash involving Gary Collins here on the main straightaway. We'll be back with more of our live coverage after this.
Well, Alan Kowicki made another unscheduled stop here in the pits, Dickie, just moving down pit road very slowly. He will be stopped by that man you're talking about with a big stop sign there. A little bit of confusion here. They were concerned about possibly having another tire go down, and they brought it in and checked the car, and the tires were not flat. And Paul Andrews, the crew chief, said, hey, we'll just put some wedge in the car. It must be just awfully loose, and it must feel like it's going flat coming out of the corners. Another unscheduled stop in trouble for Alan Kowicki.
You'll notice the cars re-enter the racetrack through an acceleration lane. There is some grass. Yes, that's real grass, believe it or not, growing in the desert. The acceleration lane just to the inside of the actual racetrack, and so they must use that to get back on the racetrack, and that adjoins the racetrack in turn number 2.
Now, Bob, they held him there until all of the cars had gone by. That's why Alan Kowicki was held there. It was not a penalty or anything of that nature. All the cars are still in the lead lap as we get the green flag, excepting Eddie Beerswell in car number 23 and Brad Knopfsinger in car number 98.
Beerswell was in the pits for quite a while behind the wall. He has rejoined the race, though, as the race resumes on lap number 48. It is Sterling Marlin in front with Bill Elliott running second. As we have a car spinning, that is, I believe it's Dale Earnhardt, is it not, down the backstretch, kicking up a tremendous amount of dust. That's Joe Ruttman, I believe, in car number 73 that's also involved, but there is a second car that spun, and I believe it is indeed Dale Earnhardt. Yes, it is. The yellow comes out once again for the 4th time. But Earnhardt is stopped back there on the backstretch. Joe Ruttman is getting his car going again and pulling back onto the racetrack, but not the Dale Earnhardt car. It is sitting helplessly on the inside of the racetrack at the dog leg.
Well, it doesn't. I don't know if the car won't fire, or maybe something happened to it that caused the spin originally, but certainly Earnhardt is not moving, and he's going a lap down right now as the leaders go by.
Well, let's look at it once again to see if we can determine what happened.
Okay, here's Earnhardt at the right of your screen trying to move on the inside of Ruttman. It looked like Ruttman might maybe have tried to pull down and maybe give Earnhardt room on the outside, but Earnhardt had already made the commitment to the inside, and they got together and went spinning in the desert dust.
So a definite setback for Dale Earnhardt, who came into this race 198 points behind. And this is certainly going to set back his chances of winning that Winston Cup.
Well, it certainly will. In fact, it'll just almost negate any chances that he has of winning it. And the car just simply wouldn't crank, Bob, after he got it, after he spun down there. Joe Ruttman did get his car fired. Now there is a record back there pushing Earnhardt's car back to the pits. He's already gone a couple of laps down. So, boy, this is tough. He has his car fired now, so he will be coming back to the pits.
Earnhardt had to gain 50 points on Bill Elliott to keep from being mathematically eliminated for Atlanta. So, indeed, it could be the end for Dale Earnhardt and his chances at a Winston Cup. Back in a moment.
Rusty Wallace edged past Sterling Marlin on lap 59 to retake the lead and was followed by Ricky Rudd and Jeff Bodine. Jimmy Bound blew an engine on lap 65 to bring out the day's 5th caution. And shortly after the restart, Rusty Wallace got out of the groove and Ricky Rudd passed him on the inside to take over the top spot. With Rudd still leading the field, we move ahead to lap 86, where Rusty Wallace is in 2nd and Jeff Bodine is holding on to 3rd.
There you see the race for the lead between the 26 car of Rudd and the 27 car of Rusty Wallace. And Rudd is trying to put Dale Earnhardt in car number 3 a lap down. Dale did get his lap back and is at the tail end of the lead lap. And Rudd there in car number 26, the leader of the race, is trying to put him down a lap once again. Let's take a look at the top 15 as we have them at the moment. It is Rudd leading with Wallace 2nd, then Jeff Bodine, Sterling Marlin, and Terry Labonte. Second 5, Mike Alexander in a good race. Lake Speed, Mark Martin, Kyle Petty, and Harry Gant. And then we have Phil Parsons, Darrell Waltrip, Bobby Hillin Jr., Richard Petty, and Benny Parsons running in 15th position. Let's go to the pit area and get a report from Dick Berggren.
Bob, it takes an interesting chassis engine combination to run well here at Phoenix. Although none of the drivers remarked that this racetrack looks like Martinsville, you need a Martinsville engine to run well. You need an engine that can produce an awful lot of torque, because when they go into corners, they really drop down in RPM as low as mid 5,000 range. And when they get to the end of the straightaway, in practice I saw some tacks that were well over 8,000 RPM. And like Pocono, there is no 2 turns alike on this racetrack. So if you set up to run one very well, you're going to miss it in the other. Most competitors say they've got a torquey engine, one with a lot of power to come out of the corner, and the corner they want to come out best is corner number 4. They've given up 1 and 2 in exchange for 4. Jerry?
Well, as you're watching the battle there, Ricky Rudd on the inside of Dale Earnhardt. Remember what happened at Wilkesboro a few weeks ago? Well, that's the exact same 2 cars. Exactly. That is the Rudd short track car, the quickest lane car for Kenny Bernstein that he and Earnhardt came together with at Wilkesboro. And it's the same car that Earnhardt used last year to win 6 of 8 short track events. And the same car he won with at Bristol here on ESPN. So those 2 veterans doing battle here at Phoenix in their short track car.
But now Rudd has put Earnhardt a lap down, but it looked like Dale was pushing him, bumping him there in the rear end, as now Earnhardt has indeed gone a lap down again, but is just trying valiantly to keep on the lead lap.
Well, boy, he needed a caution there before Rudd got around him, and his crew had to be praying for a caution at that time, but Rudd is just a little bit stronger and was able to move around him.
If, of course, the Winston Cup Championship is not decided today, and chances are that it won't be, we will have for you the race race that will decide the Winston Cup Championship, the final event of the year. That'll be at Atlanta International Raceway in 2 weeks' time. So even if it's here, if not, we'll certainly have it for you live here on ESPN in 2 weeks at Atlanta as the 1988 Winston Cup season ends. We're still watching the 26-car Ricky Rudd lead, and now Wallace is trying to go to the inside and also pass Dale Earnhardt.
Now Wallace moves down to the inside as Earnhardt moves up and gives him some running room. Earnhardt, now that he has gone the lap down, he's not going to give him too much trouble. He's not going to, just roll over and play dead, but he won't give him too much trouble and hold him back.
Wallace now has passed Dale Earnhardt and begins to move away a little bit. Here comes Rudd out of corner number 4 and completes lap number 93. Still back in 3rd position is Jeff Bodine. Sterling Marlin is 4th, and Terry Labonte is in 5th position. Bill Elliott, meanwhile, is way back in 18th position. So things have not gone well for Bill Elliott in the first almost third of this race.
Those out-of-sequence pit stops that he made has caused him to be way back into the pack several times here today, but he has driven very methodically and come back up through the pack. There was one car that was smoking back towards the back of the pack, but apparently no problem with it.
There's the interval between 1st and 3rd, 4.8 seconds. The interval between Ricky Rudd at number 26 and Jeff Bodine in car number 5. We'll do it again to see if Bodine is closing in. The number 2 car there, right ahead of the leader, Ricky Rudd, is driven by Ernie Irvin. Check it again. Here comes Rudd crossing the line. Here comes Bodine in the yellow and white car number 5 in 3rd. And it's a 5.4 second advantage now. So Ricky Rudd has things in hand at the moment, pulling away from at least the 3rd place car, although his interval between himself and Rusty Wallace has certainly not expanded by any means, as Wallace is still right there, and he goes to the outside of Ernie Irvin there in turn number 3 and disposes of him rather easily. Ricky Rudd from Chesapeake, Virginia is leading the Checker 500 here at Phoenix International Raceway, and we'll be back with more right after this.